up, guys? Holding hands with you, bringing you vermilion, episode 6 review. This episode had a lot of stuff. For starters, we find out that the supposedly traitor of the group is Inuki, the doctor, and it's weird because we find out also that June, the guy with the trench coat and the glasses, is his brother. They were raised together on a foster care. The same foster care that we saw last episode, that Yuri, that she was in, taking care of all those kids. And basically they grew up there together, they're brothers, and he passed that information on to him. And that's why last episode they got jumped and they went to that, that part of the Tokyo with the red mist. And we also have people from Yoon's gang looking for Inuki, because remember, he's going around in his beast form killing his people. So, which we found out last episode, he was that red beast. And he got that sickness because of the foster care. Because we also find out in this episode that foster care, which they gave it a name, but it was a weird name, I can't pronounce it, so I'm just going to call it a foster care place. But we found out that the kids that they were taking care of, they was using them as experiments to turn them into beasts that they can control. If they can't control you, or if you're an unstable beast, you will be discarded to the streets. Which Inuki and his assistant were both part of that factory part. Because also, that foster care is also being controlled by the Chaos League. So, which Yuri's father, he's the head of the company. So, the president, I guess you said, the one who's calling the shots. So yeah, they're using the kids as experiments, and they have all these other military weapons and experiments that they're doing on the underground. On a public level, everyone sees them as good people. They're taking care of kids. They're doing all the other good stuff. They're cleaning the world. But in the underground part, behind that, they're doing some really slimy, sneaky stuff. But yeah, we found that out, and it just, we found out all the information, and I'm in the beginning of the episode, I'm I'm going to lose my favorite character, and because, Inuki is my favorite character so far. Besides Shiro, I like Shiro a lot, but besides him, the main character, I like Inuki a lot. And, we getting all this backstory on him, and it's things don't look too good for him. But, basically, this other part where we have the flower garden from last episode that Chihiro was going to think about stuff. He went back there and he's thinking about things that he's going through and trying to find a doctor and trying to find a way to help him. Then Yuri, she pops up and he states her whole name, and she got this smile, yeah, you remember me. Then she started talking about the past, saying how I tried making tea from these leaves like your mom did for us, but it came out horribly wrong and stuff like that. And then he was like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I just know your full name because someone told it to me." And then from a happy smile, she just went back to her regular, sad face. And I was like, okay, that's kind of funny. She went from being depressed, being super happy, then finding out that he doesn't remember her, and then she went back to being depressed again. But it was also stated by Chihiro that he has a lot of questions for her and stuff like that. And she's like, what? And he's like, the things I can't remember from my past, my mother and other stuff. Then she sits down on a bench in the garden, and he was like, when we come here, can we not fight? Or talk about anything negative? Because every time I'm around you, I don't see you as an enemy. So, we know they got a special connection, but we're not sure how special this connection is. So, for all we know, maybe her father and his mother was thinking of having them, marry each other. I know in Japan, sometimes parents do, I believe not all parts of Japan, but certain parts, where the parents choose their spouse for you. So, maybe that's what's going on. That's why they were close as friends, because their parents wanted them to grow up and get close to each other. Or maybe they were just childhood friends. Or maybe they cousins. Or maybe they half brother and sister. Who knows? I mean, this can go either or, so it's a little weird, but yeah, they have a very special bond, which I can't wait to see what that is and what that becomes. If I'm not mistaken, this is supposed to be a fantasy game romance anime. I believe those are the categories that anime is under, so there's going to be some romantic things going on, so it most likely has to be between these two, our main character and our main female character. But again, we just have to see what's going on. Yeah, but to see that Inuki and his assistants were both discarded as failed experiments, that was like pretty sad. But it was kind of a blessing in disguise as well, because now they're free to do what they want. Even though we also got word that it was stated that these failed experiments don't live long, which, aka, what happened to Inuki. In the end of the episode, he had sacrificed himself because he was fighting Chihiro. And even though he's like Inuki was being controlled by the beast, and he was like a full beast mode with his heroic bloodline activated at the same time, he was super strong. And not even his brother could do anything to him. June just got pushed to the side. But Chihiro was doing pretty good holding his attack back, trying to snap him out of it, until he lost control of his power, and then he went ballistic. And he was just dominating Inuzuki to the point where it was like Inuzuki snapped out of it and like punched him somewhere far away, and then put him like on a special ceiling hold until he absorbed all that negative energy, which resulted in his death. Even though he was gonna die anyway, because he had a failed experiment, so he only had two choices: either die as a failed experiment or go back to chaos. And his brother wanted him to go back, but he told June, "I'm not going back." So he even wanted June to actually kill him. At one point, he actually called June and said, "Meet me here." And when June went there to the bridge, when they were just standing by themselves, he actually told June to kill me. But of course, when he was about to do it, Chihiro came in, and that's when they started fighting or whatever. But yeah, we got a lot of good backstory in this chapter, mainly on the factory kids and Inuki. But yeah, it was a really good chapter, and the ending episode. I'm sorry, and the ending was real good too. Even though my favorite character died, at least he patched on his knowledge and encouragement to the main character Chihiro. And we got Chihiro just crying there in the pool of blood with the crystal there, being sad, this guy died, so. But yeah, it was a real good episode. Tell me your thoughts, comments, and opinions on it. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Share this with your friends and other social media sites. Tell me what you thought about the chapter, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.